Jimmy. Jimmy. Jim James, son!
So welcome back to another episode of the Jimmy Jim Jims channel. I am your host, Jimmy Jim Jims, and today we have a 2000 Ford XLT Ranger, or a Ford Ranger XLT rather. This has the big 6-cylinder in it, the 4-liter 6-cylinder I think. And you might recognize this Ford Ranger from a previous episode where I rescued it from a closed horse racing farm once owned by my friend Chris until he passed away last year. Well, I had taken the truck and fixed it up for the wife so she could drive it back and forth to the local casino where she worked. Unfortunately, I got the call the other day that she too had suffered some health complications and they wanted me to come pick up the truck. The pickup truck. No pun intended and no disrespect meant. But unfortunately, she did will this vehicle to me. Fortunately for me, unfortunately for her. And I am now in possession of it. So you can see it's mostly still there. The paint's peeled off a little more than it was when I first saw it because it's been sitting in a barn or next to a barn. The front is alright. It is held on with some chicken wire here and there. The body is pretty straight. It's got some pretty good tires on the front, so that's nice. I believe they had just put them on before they had parked it in 2016 or 17. It also had a new or replacement motor in 2016, so the odometer mileage is not completely correct. The interior is mostly still there. You can see that it's a little dirty. It's actually quite dirty, but it's power, which is nice. There is currently power to it because I put a battery in it to get it over here. But I'm going to have to check those fuses because nothing electronically inside the cab works except the instrument cluster and the stupid frickin' dome light. But the third brake light, the two tail lights, the radio, the blower motor, none of that works. For some reason, just none of that works. Not the headlights, not nothing. So we're going to have to look into that. You can see they also did the old leave everything you humanly can before donating it to old Jimmy trick, which basically is a way for people to get rid of their unwanted garbage at this point, especially considering how many times I've told people not to do that. The bed is now empty. Before, when you saw it in all the previous videos, it had a literal mountain of hay and horse shit, literal horse shit, and everything else in it. So that's nice. And they also left me the reese hitch and the crossbar, whatever they call that. So that's nice. And the back of the truck is in alright condition. It seems to be missing the Ranger script, but that's alright. I can find that. License plates were last good in 2017, January, so it's been sitting a while. Especially if you come over here, you can really see, oh, it's got the sliding rear window. That's cool. I like that. You can see that it's just full of junk. There's another crossbar. There's two more crossbars. And a bride hat. A Martina McBride hat? No, just a bride hat. Just literally garbage. In fact, there's the woman's purse. I'm surprised that the daughter didn't want that. So maybe I'll give her a call because that's not... For me, I don't need that. But this thing, it is literally just filled with junk that we will definitely go through. See all that? Just stuff everywhere. Ooh, free armor roll. And it's full? Don't mind if I do. Some chintzy battery cables, which we will not be using. And some kind of book about elephants. The picture of the week. Anywho. So it looks like we've gotten some goodies with our purchase. Thank goodness. Now let's go ahead and hear her run. They did actually give me the key fob and the keys for this thing, go figure, and it starts right up. You just gotta unlock the anti-theft alarm. You can hear it starts right up, runs like a top. Has a mild exhaust leak down there, don't they all? And again, the tires are pretty good. But the engine sounds healthy, and that's the important part. I like it. We can definitely fix this thing up, that's for sure. So again, thank you to the family for donating this truck to me. I will definitely take care of it, as Chris and his wife would have wanted. You can see the radio. Does nothing. The horn. Well, the horn works. That's interesting. Let's see how many miles are on this jalopy. 203,692, but it did have a replacement motor at 164,000. I have the paperwork for that. Came with a little under half a tank of gas, which is nice. Usually it comes with zero gas, and so far, it's kind of hard to see, but there are no warning lights on except a door ajar light. So that's good. Like I said, no blower motor. That doesn't appear to be working. Don't know if it did come with the documentation, so that's good. And even the headliner seems alright, so that's cool. And look, some Jesus literature. Nothing says Jesus like, you know, Jesus. Still don't understand why the symbol of Christianity is the cross, because they nailed him to it. It's a bit messed up, but that's just me, you know. And I'm a car mechanic. I ain't no religious man, so I guess our next step is under the hood. So let's go. I will admit that I already cheated a little bit, and you know, I checked out for myself. If I can get this hood prop up. Whoopsie daisy. Let's not break the camera. Anyway, so it's quite dusty and full of, you know, cobwebs and such. This is what you expect from a vehicle that's been sitting for several years. I started the vehicle up and it started just fine after putting that new battery in. It actually runs and drives great. So mechanically it really doesn't seem to need anything. It doesn't leak any fluids. You can see that the brake fluid is crystal clear because the brake fluid and the brake master cylinder were replaced a little under a year ago when we first resurrected the truck, so that's good. We had also changed the oil at that time, so the oil is still just as it was, perfectly clean. Coolant is just as clean as it ever was because we never ran the truck after that, and we did replace the coolant. And finally, even the windshield washer fluid is, you know, all there. So mechanically, I really don't have anything to do but this air conditioning compressor. When you turn on the AC knob, all this thing does is cycle on and off and on and off and on and off, and it never actually gets cold. So my assumption is it's probably low on Freon, and we should add a few cans. I do have a set of gauges, a little tiny one, and some Freon in my possession that we can go ahead and try to see if we can get the air conditioning blowing ice cold, because it's 103 today, and I'm dying. Oh man, I would like some air conditioning just for a little bit. So you can see I'm emptying the truck out now, and that's mostly just medical junk. Found some of these that I thought were kind of cool in there. I decided to keep them. It is a junior deputy badge and a lug nut. I can always use a lug nut. But we are emptying the truck out as we speak. And you can see the farther I get down in there, there's just more and more and more garbage. There appears to be a reflector light from something. Looks like a trailer on here. Some PlayStation 2, audio video cables. Permatex gasket maker. Here is the one of the programs for a horse racing park down here that the wife worked at, so that's kind of cool. Found some Marvel air tool oil. I can always use that. Bunch of junk in the center console. Found some watches, one of these utility knives. Oh, look at that, it's a ghost. I shouldn't joke about that. Anyway, the complete series of Bonanza. You know, I grew up with boomers. I'm 30 years old, so my parents are 65 plus. And I grew up with Bonanza, but I'm sure none of you did, so that's worthless. Tetris Worlds on Xbox. Medea goes to jail.
What, this ain't that kind of movie?
I'm not gonna say anything about that. Alvin and the Chipmunks, man, Jason Lee, you gotta shave that shit or get it fixed. Man, my dude, a grenade of junk. There's lots of stuff in here. I mean, there's like this, that's a glass ashtray. There's a creepy geisha or something. I don't know what that is, but it's scaring me up. Bunch of personal family photos, it looks like, that they just didn't want anymore, which is very sad. Titanic with Leonardo DiCaprio, Da Vinci, whatever. A Disney cup that says Mom. Some kind of this thing, I don't know what this is. This thing's huge. It's like a duffel bag. Some pillows. Ooh, some coat hangers. In my house, these are always important because I can't tell you how often these just go missing. So we're gonna continue down through the layers and see what treasure we find. It's getting a little more morbid the farther we go in. Gross. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that away. That's nasty. Got the Deer Hunter with Robert De Niro. All of these VHS, VCR tapes, whatever they're called, are going straight in the trash. And we got Tale of Despero. That was a horrible movie. Fear of the Dark. Which one? Yeah, okay. That movie stank. Scarface. Hey, a Scarface VHS tape. This might actually still be worth something. If any of you collect VHS tapes, you better let me know before I junk all of these. Is that Boogie Nights? What is this? The greatest story ever told. Something tells me that's a lie. So I'm going to grab this duffel bag out and see what's in here now. Lacoste perfumes, huh? Alright. Well, I finally got to see the floor, which is good. It means that these fold-up seats are still there, thank goodness. And also a spare jack. Now, found a couple of smartphones. Who knows what they are? Look, there's me. You can see my shaved head, kind of. Okay, whatever. Anywho, an OtterBox case, so somebody's left some technology in here. Also, I found these. And yes, both of them still work. See? They both work. So I found 2 extra clickers in here. That's awesome. I'm definitely going to keep those. I also found this cool little key hanging thing, which I'm definitely going to use. So there is some treasure in here. I doubt these are worth anything whatsoever. I have no idea what kind of phone they are, and honestly, I don't even care. This one is smashed to bits, so I definitely don't care. The rest of this just looks like medical paperwork, which I will be tossing. Ooh, a clamp. You get the clamps. I'll keep that. But I'm going to go ahead and toss all this, and then I can move on to that box. Well, I'm getting to the end, and this thing just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. So we do have the bottle jack, which is nice, but I found this in the back. A Saturn bell. So I guess when they would sell a new Saturn, they'd be like, hey, you motherfuckers, you sold an overpriced General Motors product, yay. You know what I mean? And people would get ripped off, and they'd ring the little bell. So this is very unique, and I don't think I've ever seen something like this ever before, so I'm keeping that. Maybe I could sell that shit on the internet. I don't know. There's a hat. The Pirates booties. The booty takers. I don't know. What is this? I'm not a sports fan, so I keep that. You never know. We got documents. I found the woman's driver's license in here, so I'm definitely not... Oh, let's not show that. I'll blur that out. Ew, is this a wig? No, that ain't a wig. I hope not. I also found these dog tags. These are like literally the tags of some deceased dog. Poor doggy. Poor Fido. He's a crops now. This just looks like old plastic, honestly. There's some Dex/Merc transmission fluid. Yeah, this is all garbage. I'm just going to go ahead and... Ooh, are those Newports? No, those are Pyramids. That's what my grandfather smoked. So this is all just trash. Go ahead and trash all this. Looks like we do have a check engine light that has popped on, so when I get home I will go ahead and scan that and see what's going on. Probably something like evap leak or something like that, you know, something simple. Truck has been sitting for quite a few years. Hey, look, some cows. Hi, cows. Hi. Hi, cows! Moo and such. Anyway, let's get home. So I came up underneath this truck after seeing the oxygen sensor code on the check engine light scanner. And I checked all of the oxygen sensors. There's one way back there. It's kind of hard to see. It's basically right there. And there's another one way up here. And this one appears to be unplugged. See that? I can actually see the other side of the plug way up in there where all those spiders are living. So if I can stick this up in here, you can see that the oxygen sensor plug is right over there. So that's why we have an oxygen sensor code, simply because the sensor is unplugged. Whether or not the sensor is bad, I don't know. We're going to find out by plugging it back in and resetting the car's data. So I've scooted myself underneath the truck. After plugging in that oxygen sensor code, I got a code for an oxygen sensor further down the line. And there it is. Now, I'm going to try to zoom out as best I can here because I'm holding my iPhone literally to my chest. But does anybody see something that might not work so well? I'll give you a hint. We don't attach oxygen sensors to a drive shaft. You can actually see where it's been rubbing on the drive shaft and where it's eaten a hole straight through the wiring sensor harness. So that's a big no-no. I can't believe anyone would even do this. So whoever did the last exhaust work to this truck, you're a bozo, sir. You are Bozo the Clown. I'm gonna go ahead and put the new oxygen sensor in because I ordered one. So let's take this out. Well, gee, I wonder why this oxygen sensor wasn't working. Could it be the burn hole here or the burn hole there? Well, regardless, there's the new sensor, so I'm gonna go put that in real quick. Look at the size of this praying mantis. Oh, he ran away. I'm sorry, bud. Don't get angry at me. It's a little windy, so I apologize, but you can see we have the front wheel off. Tire is really good. You can see how it has a lot of tread left, but the brakes themselves are looking a little crispy. You can just see that there's a lot of spider webs inside of everything. Look at all the webbing, and also you can tell these brake rotors weren't moving for a while, so at the very least we have to get these pads off and lubricate these pins, because I doubt anybody's ever done that. Also, I don't think the ball joint is supposed to kringle at that angle. I've never seen that before, but I could be wrong. Anywho, the main focus here is to just get the brakes to be smooth when you press on them, because when I'm driving them around, not so smooth. So let's take this apart. So in this case, there were a lot of spiders living inside the brake pads. The pads themselves are very good. Lots of life left on those. Those can be cleaned up just fine. The pin is very flaky and dusty and kind of dirty, so you can tell that it definitely needed grease inside the calipers. And also, I definitely need to get the rest of Spider City evicted from here, because this is literally Spider City. And if you can see in the reflection there of the pickup truck, the mail truck is here, hopefully delivering my long-lost headlights, which I've been waiting over a week for now. So I'm going to continue on these brake pads, and hopefully they can give me my freaking headlights. So I serviced that side brakes, serviced these brakes. This actually had a new caliper on it, so that was a good thing. They both came out just fine. Now it's time to replace these headlights finally. You can see they sent me the new ones. And to get these off, we have to go down in the bumper and take these little bolts off that are down in here, and then wiggle this assembly out. And there should be a couple of pins down in here that are very annoying to get to. So let's get to taking those headlights out. Alright, we got one headlight in. Man, that was a pain in the ass. These are 2 easy bolts to get out, and the whole thing just pulls out. But then these little clips are basically made by Satan himself and refuse to come out. And then on top of that, there's this little thing that attaches to the back of the headlight. It's kind of like the lower adjuster. Good thing they give you a new one with that kit, otherwise, you know, you're fucked. So there's the nice shiny headlight. Here is the lot less shiny headlight. You can see that it makes all the difference, really. So let's get to taking this one off now. So I will repeat that this is not an easy job. This is quite a frustration, actually. You can see here's one of the clips that came out. I actually busted off half of it, and the other clip is right there. This is the last struggle we have, is the adjuster mount. I've gotten it halfway out, but it's stuck on those little pins, and there's hardly any way or any room back here to get your finger in there to push the pins out without cutting your hands and or fingers. See that? So that's the last thing before I can actually put the new headlight in. You can see that one went in just fine. This one, you know, an equal struggle, shall we say. So hopefully I can get this in real quick. Well, that headlight is in. Man, that took forever. Honestly, it took longer to change the 2 headlights than it did to jack up the truck and change both brakes. So it actually took less time to polish the entire side of the truck than just to replace these 2 stupid headlights. How very typically Ford. You can see the headlights really pull the front end together very nicely, and that new windshield does wonders. So this truck is basically complete now. The only thing I have to do is scan the computer codes to see if that oxygen sensor I plugged back in is functioning properly, and it should be done. So you can see there's a big empty space where the pickup truck used to be, and that means the pickup was fixed. That rear oxygen sensor cleared the check engine light and it stayed off. A friend of mine came over and said his dad was looking for a little work truck out in New Mexico. So a couple days later he came by, took a look at the truck, said I'll take it, and we struck up a deal. Now that gives me some money and some time to work on other projects. Ooh, fancy, but let's not dwell on that. You guys will get a video on that and several more in the upcoming weeks. You know, it takes me a month to make a video. I'm sorry, I just don't have the resources like a lot of the big YouTubers do. But you know how that goes. So I promise you'll see some videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.